Hello.
Hi. Okay. Hello. So, how do you want me to call you? Because your
Uh,
usernames are.
just call me Luca.
Okay. Hi, Luca. So, okay. So we're gonna start. I'm just finishing to prepare my scenes. I've checked your OPGG a bit, and
Yeah.
I found some interesting things you were building. So, first of all, let's start with a quick presentation.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
yeah, present.
I'm a Diamond One Zac main.
Mm,
I my playstyle is like I farm a lot most of the time. I
okay,
think my weakness is basically I am not that good at jungle clear. I often do it like very slow, and I can't do it perfect. And I
okay,
often don't know which lane to play around.
okay. That's a really good start. So, you think your main weaknesses are that you can't you can't figure where to play, like what lanes you should be playing on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, um, so I'm gonna just uh make a quick summary of what I found with your PGG. So basically, um, I saw that you were building Thornmail almost every game, and you were completing it even against team comps that I think you shouldn't complete them. Like, for example, you played the game 2 days ago against like the last game from your PGG. You played it against Volibear, Nidalee, Katarina, Jinx, and Lulu, and you decided to build Thornmail's second item. So although I think Bramble Vest is definitely an option here because Volibear has a lot of natural sustain as well as Nidalee. I don't think you had to complete the whole item because that was one of the mistakes I was doing a lot past seasons. But the thing is, Bramble has a pretty high value because it has good stats, but completing Thornmail has a pretty low value in sheer stats, and in the majority of cases, the increased grievous wounds will not be worth it to get an item without like a good stats. So I don't think you should be completing your Thornmail, especially against team comps that don't have a lot of natural healing. So for example, against the second game you played, uh, against Senna and Seraphine, I think it's definitely it's definitely a strong option because it's a lot of healing. And you also have to keep in mind that in season 12, especially, supports have the option to build Chemtech Petrifier, and that's like one of the best items of the game because it can give 60% grievous wounds to all the team with only a shield. So if you have a shield support that can shield in a zone like Karma or Seraphine, um, or in a lesser extent Janna, then you also have to consider the fact that since your support already builds the anti-heal item, it's not worth it to build whole anti-heal item and lose a lot of time on your power spike because you're a very strong champion mid game. So your second item choice will impact a lot of your possibilities in the mid game. So I think that you should skip Thornmail most of the time and sit on Bramble Vest at least until your third item. And I think that's the most important thing I saw in your OPGG was that you weren't buying a lot of control ward. So like every game I see games with zero control ward, and like it really hurts like to because Zac is like kind of a tank, but also a kind of a support champion, and it's really weak early game. So it's really important to have a good vision control, especially against champions that can invade you. So like, let's see this game. Okay, you were playing top, so I'm not counting it. But this game you're playing against Lee Sin, and you only bought one control ward. So I think that like if you see my OPGG, for example, I'm buying like a control, like maybe 6 control words on average. Like if you see my games, it's 5, 9, 4, 7, 3, 7, 9, 8. And if I see your game, it's 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0. So yeah, I really think that a lot of opportunities are missed to buy control words, because getting the vision is extremely important, especially because, for example, just having a control word under your feet is really important if you want to jump on the enemy. It's like having control words is almost as important as having a red trinket. So that's the thing, the second point. And the third point is a kind of a minor one. It's that you were taking approach velocity almost I think every game. So although that was what I was doing last season, and I kind of changed my mind, I think like it's completely fine, but I think you should try Cosmic Insight against comps that don't necessarily kite you well. So for example, there is a game you were playing against. So let's pick a comp that really doesn't kite you a lot. Okay, there is a game you were playing against Irelia, Hecarim, Xerath, Vayne, and Rakan. I think that again, this kind of comp, getting approach velocity is a bit overkill because you don't really need the extra MS. That's totally fine, but I think you should try Cosmic Insight a little bit more, because what I was not taking in account last season was that not only it reduces the CD of your flash, but also the CD of your smite. And since you're really weak early game, it really means that you have an increased clear speed. And since you are saying that your clearing speed, like you're kinda reliant on your farm, like you play farming a lot, having increased farming might increase your win rate directly, because it's kinda your playstyle. So I think it's definitely worth a try, at least against comps that don't really kite you. So that was what I saw in your PTG. Mainly, I don't think there are any other important things to note. Maybe that you were buying sometimes Mercury's, like the game you played 3 days ago, 295. You bought a Mercury's thread against Teamcom that I don't think I think I would have definitely bought Tabbies, because their main carry is Jinx, and their CC aren't really that important to reduce. So definitely against this, I would have built either Tabbies or Lucidity, depending on the game. But that's about it. So, so you're saying your main your main pathings, like you're really focusing on farming, but what are your favorite pathings?
Most of the time I just start red buff.
Okay, so you start with that. Do you full clear every game?
Yeah, full clear every game.
Okay, so I kind of like that, because well that's really important on Zac, especially at high elo. So so you never start blue.
I do it sometimes, but I like more to start red, because I'm kind of bad at doing the blue clear, because I don't know the point where you have to do the raptors and the red at the same time, so
Yeah.
it takes long for me.
Okay, well, you have to take in account that having an increased clear speed is important. Like doing a red plus raptors is important, but there will be games. So you're saying you have a trouble deciding where to play in a game. So, for example, again, if you can know what is your winning condition, it's better to have like to be 20 seconds slower in your pathing, because you don't know how to do the fastest clear, but still path towards your win con. Like there will be games where even if you don't know the perfect clear, it's definitely gonna be worth it to pass towards a certain side. And I think it's really important to understand like when you should start blue, even if for you it's a disadvantage because well maybe you don't have the like the time to practice the clear or something, but I think it's important to having the option of starting both sides, especially because there will also be games where 100% of the time you will be invaded at your blue buff if you're doing a full clear. So I think it has to happen to you a lot of the time. Do you often get invaded at your blue during your first clear?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so usually it happens when your bot lane is under their towers and they don't have Fryo. And in that case, often, like most of the times, enemy jungler will try to invade your blue, and well, in these cases, like you maybe you if you don't know the bot lane matchup, but if you're playing, let's say you're playing against champion that can invade you, so Nidalee, Kindred, or Lee Sin, if you don't know the bot matchup, you can ask them whether they have the prio or not in the chat. I'd say 50% of the time they will just ignore you, but 50% of the time they might respond. And it's really important to know if they have the prio, because if they don't have it, you have to adapt your clear to not get invaded at your blue buff, because you're losing so much out of an early invade when your bot lane doesn't have the prio. Like sometimes you even I'd say you probably try to defend your blue and you die, and then the game is extremely complicated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when like there are ways to prevent that, but you have to know if your bot lane has the prio or not, and in this case you have to change your pathing. So I think I'm gonna you can start a game right now, and I'm gonna stay with you during the team select. So maybe I can pinpoint what are most likely your win cons, or at least what I would what side I would be playing on in such a game. So you can start on the correct side, and maybe I can inform you on your matchup and maybe prios on the lanes. So in which case, I will tell you some indications for the early game, and then I will just comment without and you won't be able to hear me, so you can focus.
Yeah.
And then we'll review the game together.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, and yeah, I didn't talk about your bans, but I think Diana is a good ban. I really hate that chimp as well.
Yeah, same. So annoying to play against.
Okay, so they are playing Nasus, so you already know that your top lane is gonna have Fryo. I mean, in 95% of the case, which is good. You really want Pryos as Zac. And your bot lane is Jinx, so it's an hyper carry, so most likely you will want to play bot side.
Yeah.
And they have Lee Sin. Okay, so we have a lot of information here. First, you're red side. So you're on the top of the map. Which means that if you want to pass bot side, you have to go to your red. You have to start red. And okay, I really hope this guy doesn't troll, because I don't know if that's even trolling, because people are playing really weird thing top lane.
But he went 0-12 last game.
I really hope it doesn't throw the coaching. in the worst case scenario, maybe we can report it to a future day, but that would really be unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, Lucas OVG, he plays it. He played it like 3 times. I guess he's sometimes doing fine.
Okay, well, if that's not trolling, it should be fine because well, people are playing Janatap, so I guess Nunutap is okay.
Well, they don't have much kiting now, right? So I can go
Yeah.
Gothic inside.
Yeah, definitely. So you will be able to try it. So okay, so you have Jinx plus Lulu. Maybe you can ask them if they have Prio. Well, maybe it's a bit too late right now, but when the game starts, you can ask them if they have Prio, and be careful because if they don't, it means Lee Sin will be able to invade your blue, and you really don't want this to happen. So you will have to tell your bot lane to ward your blue anyway, unless you do it yourself. So I think you can ward your blue yourself this game, and then back and start red. So you have the info on Lee Sin, and if Lee Sin tries to get your blue, your bot lane will probably be able to deny him from doing that. So I hope everything goes well, especially with the Nunu top. And don't
Yeah.
forget to buy pinks as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, try to buy at least one pink every batch unless you have components.
Okay.
Okay, so I will see you after the game.
Yeah. See you.
Yeah, good luck. Okay. So I'm gonna be right back, get some water. Okay, we're back. So let me add camera. Okay, you can see me now. Hello everyone. Okay, so let's see what he's doing this game. I'm gonna note on a paper like the interesting timestamps of the game. I hope everything is fine. There is no sound problem or anything. Can tell me in the chat if something is wrong. Okay, so already he's using the third-party tool to see the respawn timers. And I don't use it because I find it a bit cheaty, but that's definitely a good way to like have some sort of improvement. It really helps. Okay, so we really want here to ward the blue, as I said, and then to start red since we want to play for our bot side. So he's gonna ward the blue, as expected. Okay, they invaded their top side, so I'm really curious how they are gonna react to that. I really hope it's not gonna be a disaster because here he can't really start red. Like he will understand. Yeah, he understood it. So that's really bad because they can't invade. Like the best play here is to invade back the Lee's red, but he was already base, so it was too late. Well, that's kind of unfortunate, but there is no really. I would have like here an option is to go straight to Lee. Okay, never mind. So they didn't invade their red, which means that here. Okay, so the best option here would be to full clear to top. So it's already off the game plan because we wanted to pass bot, but it's how it goes. With Zac, you can't really choose where you start. So that's a good reaction. Okay, so we already see that Lee is doing a 3 cam pass. Okay, so that's kind of unfortunate. We can't see much because he like there is a connection problem. Okay, I think I'm gonna And the worst is that I didn't add him as a friend on the client, so I can't spectate his game from the client. That really sucks, guys. I'm sorry for you. Olivier Leroutier, what do you think about my clear 4 minutes 37 seconds with every jungle? Wow, that's an insane clear. I hope that means that you can maybe play it off roll, right? I hope you will be able to replace me if I'm sick during the streams. Kappa. I'm really sorry, guys, but since I didn't add him as a friend, that's really something I shouldn't have forgotten. We're gonna have to bear with this quality. That really sucks. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't think I have any other possibility. Like I can't go on the client. There is no way he can add me during the game. Let's hope his connection gets better throughout the game. Okay, that's already better. That's nice. He froze the flash. Okay, so he's gonna be able to get the other scuttle. I think it's still up. Yeah. So now what we want to do after the scuttle is so he already forced Leaf Flash, which is really nice during the early game. Unfortunately, they got a kill. But we really want to keep playing around out bot lane. So here Karthus is trolling. Nice, no flash Karthus. So here I think we want to back as soon as possible, unless they keep trolling. But we want to cast our back in the bush and cancel it. Well, Nunu is coming, so here I would cast my back and cancel it if there is no opportunity. Okay, that was really like limit testing, but it worked. Thankfully, Thresh, I don't know why he flayed like this, but that was a really good reaction on the flay. Here he definitely has to back. He has 1000k gold and he's 1 HP. He lost a lot of time. Okay. Like, since Karthus has no flash, we really want to abuse bot lane flashes. Like, Karthus and Thresh don't have flash. I think that diving Thresh was a mistake because if she flashes earlier, like it's really bad for them. And if he doesn't miss everything, like he missed flash, he missed his E. So okay, so he like this game is gonna be a little bit strange because Nunu is gonna be the second jungle. He completely abandoned the top lane at level 3, which is kinda the meta of top right now. It's pretty sad. But we just want to abuse bot lane flash anyway. And well, for now, maybe we can dive the Karthus. I don't think going mid is important. We either have to dive Karthus or do the camps. I think that diving Karthus is definitely an option here because they just killed Thresh. That might be a missed opportunity. Because even if Lee is here, we still have Nunu casting his back. Okay, so bot lane actually took 1000 years to push the lane, which means Thresh is back. So the best decision was to keep farming. Okay. Can't really do anything here since his CDs are off. Yeah, he can't do anything here. That's just a big loss of time. Okay. So, well, I don't think I would have done anything better here since like you can't really expect your mid laner to be dove 1v1. I mean, it's kind of the matchup Fizz against Zed, I guess, but that's not something you're expected to know. Okay, so they keep abusing the bot lane flash, so I think that's kind of unfortunate. Okay, so here maybe I definitely should have connected on the client so I could go in like stop at any timestamp I want. Here I don't think there is anything to do, unfortunately, because Thresh is well positioned. But here they definitely should have pinged the dive bot lane, because like they should really, since Nunu is playing bots, they should really enter Lee's jungle. So here that's okay, 7 minutes. They should definitely ward Lee jungle with Nunu. They are 4 bot lane. Enemy can't do anything about it. So they should ward Lee jungle and dive them if they see Lee is not here. Okay, that's really a waste R. And Jinx is re-trolling the game. That's like the worst thing. They here everyone is gonna die when, like, everyone should have lived and back off, but that's definitely not his fault. I don't think he can survive that. No. Okay. Okay, he bought a pink. That's really good. That's the right thing to build here. Okay, never mind. Actually, here I think building a magic mantle would be better, because like they have Karthus plus Fizz, and Fizz is pretty fed. So Nasus isn't in the game yet. I'm really sorry for the quality, guys. Nasus is not really in the game yet, and I don't think going top is a good idea here. Like they have no way of killing Kurtus. They have no damage. He doesn't have R, so that's definitely a mistake. He can go for the top games. Here, like it's an okay thing to do to get Red and Raptors, but even if they kill him, I don't think that's gonna be worth it. And I don't think they are gonna kill him, right? Like Lee could be here. They have no damage. If they kill him, it's really like luck. Yeah, Lee is here, so that's definitely a mistake. Like here that's really good, because I was about to say, like, it's trolling, but maybe they are not gonna be punished for that, but they got punished for that, so that's really a good thing that they got punished for that. So we have I can't even see the timestamp. No. It's really nice that they got punished for that, so we can see in real time why it was a bad decision. Here you want to keep playing for your bot side, because I think Thresh still have a flash in CD, or maybe he just got it, but anyway, you want to keep playing for bot. You want to ignore top, and Nunu has to keep playing bot as well, because Nasus is really strong. He laned 1 versus 0 for most of the time. You have no vision in enemy jungle, and that's still throwing it. Like, he keeps going top, when we said that the winning condition was Jinx. So he's really losing time. Even if he kills them, it's not gonna do anything, because he's playing Zac, he's a tank, and see, bot lane is dying, and if he was a bot with everyone, maybe he would have made a difference, because like the only thing that matters this game is Jinx. So going top here, like the first time when he went top, it was okay because he could get red plus Raptors. I would have definitely skipped Krug anyway to get bot faster. And getting red plus Raptors is fine, because well, you have to farm your camps, and it's kind of quick to farm them as Zac, especially Raptors. But yeah, keep, like, I don't know, I will say 10 minutes, but I don't know the timestamp. Yeah, so he's doing both games. So that's why skipping frogs is good, because like you do both games in the same amount of time that it takes to take frogs. So, but you get 2 games. Okay, he realized that fighting was going on, which is good. Okay. Nice. Unfortunately, Fizz kinda outplayed his auto by Eing. But it was still okay. So here they really should play right. One of the reasons why he had to keep playing bot side is because of Drake spawning. And okay, so he's just gonna farm Here there is nothing more to do. Unfortunately, Nasus is gonna end the game top lane. Nobody is here to answer any. Like, it's not Zach's job to answer. Here, I think Zed should be top. Like, only Zed can defend. And it's really gonna be the worst right now because Jinx is gonna die. Unfortunately, like, his team kinda forfeited the game, I guess. Because nobody is defending against Curtis. And here, like, I think Zed should be trying to defend the tower. Maybe Zed can't even defend. I think Zed can survive against Nasus. Like, Nasus can't dive Zed. But if she can, then Lulu has to be with Zed as well. And that's horrible for them. But either way, like, the problem of this game is that Jinx should be 5-0 at least right now, or 7-0. Like, since Jinx is not as ahead as Nasus, it's gonna be extremely hard because they missed a lot of opportunities early game, and now Jinx is not strong enough, so they're gonna have to tempo. Okay, if they can shut down Curtis with the help of Zed, that would be. If they can shut down Nasus. Okay, he got the kill. Unfortunately, that's really unfortunate. And meanwhile, his whole team died. So here, it was a good play, definitely. Like, his team has to his team had to survive. But here, his only goal onwards should be to accompany Jinx. I don't think that's a good play. Even if they kill him, I don't think they are gonna kill him. By the way, even if they kill him, he's wasting his HP. That's really bad. And if they kill him, they only get like they get nothing basically because like he's definitely not the winning condition. So they wasted both a lot of time for 1-for-1. So only one of their player wasted time when two of our players wasted time. So that's definitely not a good play here. It's what, 14 minutes? Because here she like there is a really low chance of killing Lee, and even if they kill him, he wastes his R, which is really bad because they are really gonna need everything they can to win the next fights. So here he has to defend. He's only, but so that's the good decision. I don't think Zed is gonna be able to kill him, but we never know. Maybe with Zach's help. Okay, it might turn into disaster. Yeah. So that not really his bad. Like it's Zed not knowing. Oh. Is he okay? He's really gonna live. And meanwhile, his team is pushing in. So enemies are trolling right now. There are 5 bot lane when Nasus could 1v2 easily. Nasus really didn't need 5 people here to. He really had a R opportunity here. 16 minutes. If he Rs, maybe he can kill one of them. So that's a micro play missed. I mean, I'm just gonna mention it because you don't improve macro by reviewing micro mistake during the game. It's a really different process than macro. But it's worth mentioning. And yeah, so here both teams trolled, like enemy team trolled by sending 5 people bot. And their team trolled, like Zed trolled by trying to kill Nasus when it's kind of obvious that Nasus can't die at this point of the game by Zed. And even if he dies, like the enemy team is roaming. So I don't think he bought a pink ward in a really long time here. Like, he definitely could have bought it last back, and he didn't, so I'm gonna pinpoint it. And at this point of the game, it's really hard to review because, like, I think they're just gonna get snowballed on, and I don't think they can do anything at this point because Jinx is not ahead enough. Like Jinx still has kind of a lot of CS, so she should definitely try to, like, the only way to win the game here is to turtle, to defend the turrets with Jinx deep push. So Jinx can be peeled by Lulu really efficiently. He can prevent enemies from diving because Zac is really good at contesting dives. And here they basically have to match enemy team to defend the turrets and let every neutral objective, because they already have 2 Drakes. So they don't really care about the Drakes anymore. They just want to defend the turrets because Zac is really good at defending the turrets. So I think their only win con at this point is of course, to be not to be alone on the map. Like, his team had to. Unfortunately, here it's really, like, I think that's even a good play because if he doesn't suicide here, like, he can probably live, but if he doesn't waste Nez's time, he can take inhib top, which would be really disastrous. Since he was too far from his team, I think that was the good play to defend the threats. Like, unfortunately, he died, but at least he wasted Nasus time. If he doesn't defend, Nasus can take the T3. A better way to defend would be to not E in. Like, he can just defend with Q and E out when Nasus is trying to focus him, so he doesn't die. But that's micro as well. But it's right to defend the threat. When his team is fighting at the other side of the map, he can't join them anyway. You engage, I saw you were spamming Aegis instead of Gauntlet because Aegis got rebuffed this season when Frostfire did not really get buffed. So I think it's the better item now. I'm building it almost every game, so I think everyone should do the same. Because there are really few games where Frostfire is actually better. Like, the only game where Frostfire can be better is if you need a quick power spike because a really important objective is spawning, or if you are playing against oh, that's a really nice R. Unfortunately, none of his team was able to DPS at this point. So maybe that's something I can say about that. Like, here he's late again. Like, I think during the whole game he's not playing with his Jinx as much as he should. That's 100% the win condition, and like every time in fight we can see Jinx in his view. Like, he's not looking at where his ADC is and how to peel him. Like, his only goal in the game should be to peel Jinx and to engage on people that Jinx can focus. If Jinx can't focus anyone he CC'd, then it's a bad engage. So here, for example, last team fight, his engage was really good. He like R'd 4 people and all that. Like 3 people plus Q one other. But Jinx wasn't in range to DPS. So that really means that he didn't realize that the only way for them to win the fight is to first defend Jinx, and then once Jinx is able to DPS, CC the people that Jinx can DPS. So I think that's something she didn't do during the whole game, so it's really important to pinpoint. And there is really a lot of things to say this game. Yeah, I mean, Jinx build doesn't really, like, she built no damage, no damage, even though she's the win condition, but that's not really on his part, and he has to play with her anyway. Which is really unfortunate because their only other damage in the team is Zed and level 11 Zac. So yeah, she should definitely pink the Nash and then buy 2 of them. Like, she still has potions at 23 minutes, which is really, really, really concerning. Because, okay, he finally sell them, but here he has to buy a second pink. Like, it's so important in the late game. She really has to not hesitate to. The thing is, I kind of noticed that they are here. Unfortunately, nobody in his team can match Nasus, so enemy team is able to do Nash freely. Like, he definitely should be Nasher right here and not a different bot, and someone else should be sent bot. Unfortunately, he's like here. I think the best is that Zed plus Lulu are bot, and maybe he tries to steal the Nash. But here the problem is that they are probably gonna lose this. If they win it, even if they win it, Nasus will be able to. Okay, so they win it because for once Jinx is able to DPS, but Nasus is unfortunately able to take the base. And Fizz is gonna kill Jinx maybe? No, I think he's just gonna die here. He did a lot of mistakes. But Nasus is gonna be able to take at least one Nexus turret. Okay, they're gonna kill Nasus at least. I think. Okay, they still can't back. Here, okay, finally they managed to back. So yeah, here the problem is that he has to be like, he tried to be both Nash and bot. Like, he has to make a decision because either you forfeit Nash to defend the bot side, and you're well, since nobody in your team can tank Nasus besides Zac under the threat, you're the one going bot. And I don't think that's true. I think that Zed can with Lulu, Zed can maybe defend against Nasus, and then Zac can be freed to go Nashor. But here he tried to do both. He tried to defend Nash and to defend bots. Like, she really should ping his allies to like make a decision. Like, even himself isn't making a decision. Like, he really should either defend bot during the whole time or go Nash the whole time, and then somebody else is sent bot. But he's right to do both, which means like, even if they manage to gain some time and to get Jinx some shutdown, like, Nasus was able to take one Nexus turret and they still got Nash. So that's like, it's better to not get the kills and to defend the base and they get Nash, or you still Nasher and you don't defend the base, but you have to choose. Yeah, so there are a lot of things to review. Thankfully, guys, you will be able to see the game in correct resolution when we'll review the game. I will go on his profile. That's really my mistake. I'm sorry. I will try to not do it the next time. Yeah, I didn't really expect the connection issue. So next time I will try to add the game coaching. I mean, the person I'm coaching on the league client. So here I like, the game is kinda, maybe the game can be still won because Jinx is getting finally some shutdown and she will start to do a lot of damage, but their base is so weak. Like, they have so many minions to defend, so I don't think they will ever win the game at this point. Because enemy can get soul freely because they have to defend against 6 super minions. It's kinda over, so it's kinda pointless to review the game at this point. Like, the only interesting thing will be the mechanical, like his mechanics in fight, in his decision, like is he playing around his Jinx or not? Like, any macro decision is pointless to review at this point. And I think I didn't really review his build, but okay, so he has a Bramble, which is alright against Nasus. I think it's right because either way, somehow like Lulu can't be bot every time, so Lulu is the only other one building anti-shield. So he definitely has to go Bramble this game. And then she went for okay, so second item Spread Visage. Is it the yeah? It's a good item as well because they have Lulu, and the enemy has Curtis plus Fizz, so they definitely have some magic damage. So that's probably the last team fight because well, like here that I don't know who engaged. I think that's Nunu, but that's definitely not the right time to engage because someone was at base. But I think it's pointless to review that. GG. We're gonna review the game. Okay. I'm back. Well, what are your opinions about the game you just played? Like, what do you think caused you the most issues this game?
I don't know. I mean, it was probably just that I mean, I didn't play with the Nunu enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't play around the strategy enough. It was weird. I don't know. I usually like farm a lot, and I couldn't in this game because he like did this weird stuff. So I don't know.
Okay.
And I wasn't used to play like this.
Okay. Yeah. So you weren't used about to play with the top lane strategy of perma roaming, and
Yeah.
it kinda prevented you from playing the game accordingly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so well, that's a good point because it's a really kind of a new strategy, so it makes sense to not be used to it yet. But there are still points, really important points that can apply in games, even if it was a normal top laner, and I think you didn't apply them. So well, unfortunately, during the game you had a lot of connection issues, so like it wasn't really good quality, so I wasn't able to look at all the timestamps, but I was able to look at the game. So I'm just gonna add you in the LOL client. Oops. In the so I can check your replay. Okay, never mind. I can check your replay even without adding you, I think. I hope there isn't. Oh, okay. The match history isn't working. Can you can you get the replay of your game even?
Yeah. Wait. I tried. It's not showing my match history yet.
Okay, well, I really hope it's gonna be up soon because we can't really like it's okay. It's up now, I think. Wait, okay, never mind. I don't think it is.
No, it's still not here.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe we can look at your teammates. Like maybe they like it's up in their history match.
Yeah. Wait. Show like this. No.
Well, else
What were their names?
I can review the game without the actual gameplay, but it's gonna be really hard. Worst case scenario, we're gonna review on my stream replay, but it's gonna be really bad because it's like kinda low quality because of your connection issue. I really should have added you before the game started.
Yeah. Well, was it really that bad?
Well, I think like 60% of the game was okay, but 40% we weren't able to like it was kind of 14 like 144k 44p.
Okay. Yeah.
So
On internet.
it's still like it's really not a big deal. Like well, it kind of sucks for the viewer, but it doesn't matter for the coaching itself because you're still able to see everything that happened. But I hope we can review the game with correct quality. So we're gonna wait a bit if it appears in your history. I really hope it does.
Yeah.
And if not, well, if it's not up in 3 minutes, we're gonna look at the replay of the stream.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's one of the main things you didn't do, and I don't think if you're conscious of that, Remember, at the beginning of the game, I told you that Jinx was the win condition,
Yeah.
and during the game, like the early game was not under your control. Like you reacted to it, reacted to it really well, I think, by starting blue, and then you saw that Lee Sin didn't start your red, so you cleared normally towards your top side. So that's really what you had to do. And then you started to play bot side, and that was really good. So all the early game is really nice. There's really minor mistake, and like you start doing really worrying mistakes at 10 minutes when you start going topside. When you have like a Nunu top against a Fed Nasus, and that's really, I think, the turning point of the game, because at this point of the game, your Jinx is kind of fed because you were able to abuse any bot lane because they had no flash, and Nunu was also playing bot, so you had two junglers for their bot lane, so that was really good. You were able to abuse the strategy, but then you started to play top when, well, first your Nunu is like 3 levels behind the Nasus. So that also can apply. Let's say it's a normal game and Nunu doesn't play bot, but junglers play cross map. So let's say it's a normal game and Nunu is a gangplank, and Lee is passing towards the top side, and they were able to dive the gangplank over and over, and gangplank is level 3 levels behind Nasus. That would be basically the same thing that what happened in your game, because you have your Nunu, he's 3 levels behind, which means that you're never gonna be able to kill top 2v1, and if you are, it's not gonna be worth it, because Nunu is already so behind, and he's a Nunu, like he's really not the win condition, is one of the champions in the game that scales the worst. So playing for your Nunu doesn't make any sense at this point. So I think that's really the point, the main point of this game, your main mistake, because from 10 minutes, like you will go top for I think 3 minutes. So you're gonna go top twice, and like you will, like even if you don't die, like you died, so it's really okay. So the game is still not up, so I guess I'm gonna review it on Twitch.
Yeah, unlucky.
It's okay, but like even if you were able to kill Nunu, it's not worth it, because meanwhile your Jinx, like your win condition that is fed and that needs to be played around, can be ganked by Lee, can lose 2v2, can be get roamed on by the Fizz, which was ahead. So it's really not good to waste time on top, even if you kill the Nasus and you get a shutdown, because you have, like, both you and Nunu aren't the win condition, which means playing around Jinx is mandatory, even if you have a really good top opportunity. The only reason why you would go top would be to take your camps, and I even think that you should skip Krugs every time, because it's just a waste of time at this point. Like, you just get red and raptors, and that's about it. Then you have no reason to be top, unless your bot lane decides to swap, and then you can start to play top, but that didn't happen in the game. So you really had to keep playing around the bot lane. So I'm gonna review the game. I think I'm gonna screen share it to you. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. I don't know if the... Okay, I'm gonna change my scene as well. Okay, now everyone can see it. So, well, the start is, as I said, it's not under your control. The only way to prevent that would be your teammates to also like defend your top side, like to get the vision, like just stand on your jungle entries. But it's solo queue, like there will be a lot of games where it doesn't happen, so that's not under your control. So really good direction. You decided to go blue, you take the blue, you take the Gromp, really nice. Thankfully Lee didn't get your red buff, so that's the right play. then you get your Scuttle. Right play as well. Even though, okay, maybe you could have actually ganked the the Nasus here, but like getting your Scuttle is fine. Like it's a really low chance that he will be gankable, and I don't think it's worth losing time. Even if you kill the Nasus, it doesn't matter. Like the game is gonna be playing on bot side as we said. So you end up ganking the Nasus because basically here you have kinda sometimes to spare. So you're warded, so you're just gonna try to look for the Scuttle. Lee got it, then you go mid. And then bot lane roamed, and you're gonna start playing top bot side. So you started playing bot side as soon as possible, which is really good. So right here, the early is kinda like there is no really anything to be said. Except this move, I think. Like here, if the Thresh isn't bad, you die here.
Yeah, I know he can interrupt my E, but he
Like he flayed earlier, but you had no idea he was about to flay. Like if he plays it correctly, he flays, then grab, you die, and he lives, and that's really really bad because your Wincon is bot. So if you start to troll bots, it's bad. But it worked. It's fine. I think that's a misplay, but if it works in the end, we're just gonna say it works at this elo because Thresh can't flay properly.
Yeah, I guess.
But anyway, it's not really important because that's a micro kind of thing. It's not gonna happen a lot in games. What really matters is your macro decision in this game. So here you keep going, but the back was kind of good. I think you canceled your back. Like here, you have 1 HP. You should back instantly. You canceled your back, which is like it's really not like your teammates can see the Lee Sin, so they are not gonna troll. If you back, like they know what they do. You should really trust your teammates in these cases. Like if they don't see the Lee, maybe you can trust them. But if they see him, they are not gonna troll. Here you're 1 HP. If you take 1 tower hit, you die. So you really can't do anything. Even if you had the perfect setup, if you jump on them, you're gonna die. So it's really risky, and you're losing 10 seconds, and 10 seconds is a lot already, especially because you want to abuse Karthus and Thresh flash. Here, you know that Karthus and Thresh don't have flash. So, well, for now, there isn't really anything to say. It's gonna be... I think the first thing is gonna happen at 7 minutes. Okay, so here, first... Okay, unfortunately... Oh, my Kamin is covering the minimap. That's kind of unfortunate. So I guess I can't really review that, but here... I think what do you think you should do, like right here? So here, well, we can see, but Nunu is on the bot lane and they kill Thresh. Okay, I'm gonna try to pause the game when we see everything. Okay, so here, what do you think you should do? They are gonna kill Thresh. After that, what do you think you should do after the Drake? Because the Drake is basically dead in 2 seconds.
Yeah, in hindsight, I would say I should have dove the Karthus, I guess.
Okay, so that's not exactly what you should do because, I mean, that's the good thing, that the first thing I thought. So yes, you have to dove the Karthus. You have to dive the Karthus because, you can deny a lot of ways because Thresh is out for at least 40 or 50 seconds because he's dead. So you can at least prevent Karthus from getting the CS, and best case scenario, you dive him and you kill him. So that's really good. You, in hindsight, you were able to see it. But what else can you do? Here.
Maybe invade Lee or King Midland.
Yeah, here you can help Nunu, Jinx, and Thresh, so you don't have wards yourself, but you can enter Lee jungle. And the only thing that could prevent Karthus from being dove here is that Nunu is gonna back after this. So I remember the game. He's gonna back to defend top lane, which is kinda normal because Nasus is gonna get the whole tower. So at this point, there are so many waves top lanes that he has to back, even though he's playing this strat. So he has to back, which means you're 3 against 2 players, against Karthus and potentially Lee Sin. So what you have to do before diving Karthus would be to invade Lee jungle to get the vision. And if you see him well, you can know if he's far enough so you can dive the Karthus in time. And if you don't see him, it means he's topside, so you can ping your mid laner and your top laner that Lee is top, because you don't see it on the bot side, and you can dive the Karthus. So that's something you could have done here, besides diving the Karthus, because here Nunu backs, so you can't really dive the Karthus immediately, because your bot lane has to push a lot of waves. So the best thing here was to get the vision in their jungle. I think they still had wards. Like Lulu might have, I think has a ward here. Still. And even if Lulu doesn't have the ward, you can take the position and just be behind their turrets, so you have the vision on their broadside, and like even if you don't have wards, you know Lee Sin isn't here, so you can dive the Karthus. So here, well, what happened mid isn't really under your control. It's really about the matchup, and like you can't do anything about it, so your reaction is normal. Like here, I think you're gonna start to lose time here. Like here, you know you can kill him, you lost 5 seconds, like even more, 10 seconds, because like here you really don't have any CD, and like here it's really uncuttable, but it's okay. Lost a bit of time. Okay, so here you went back bot, which is really good. We want to play bot side. Unfortunately, Thresh is gonna lantern him. So here you can't really do... Can you do anything better here?
Yeah,
like here we know
Thresh
Thresh...
earlier.
I don't think you can do anything here, because I would have done the same, because we don't see Thresh. And even if you were like a 500 IQ and knew that Thresh was here and was about to lantern, if you go like here and try to E here, Jinx doesn't have time to come, so here you can't really do anything more. So after this you should well, either back, or actually you're gonna be 4 bot lane, so here you could try to take the vision once again. With Nunu. Nunu still has a lot of time. Like look, the wave is in the tower, so Nunu has 1 minute here, because Zed is going on top. So Nunu has 1 minute to play on the bot side right now, or maybe 45 seconds, which means you again have the opportunity to ward the jungle with your Lulu, so you can know if you can dive bot lane 4v2. I think you're just gonna get your... Well, you're 1 camp away from 6. That's something I didn't mention. So yeah, getting your camp is the best thing. So I think we're just gonna skip that, and the main next thing is gonna be at 10 minutes. Here I think Jinx is gonna troll, so you're doing alright. But
wasted no ult, maybe.
yeah, you wasted ult, but that's kind of a mistake, but you can't really do anything else, and Jinx trolled. Unfortunately here it's really not under control. Everyone is gonna die, but that's not your mistake. So here, like, that's the first problem of this game. So as I said, well, we can see the level difference here, but I think she's level 8 or 9, I don't know. But anyway, he has R, and even if you kill him, it's not gonna be worth it, because like you have to play around your bot lane at this point of the game. And if you don't play around your bot lane, you have to get the camps right now, because you're not gonna be able to get them later, because you really have to stick around your only win condition. Your only win condition is Jinx, which means you're... it's better to be around Jinx than to farm your minions, and here it is the only time where you have a frame, like a time frame to farm your jungle, because they are coming back, they are getting the wave under the mid turret, which means you have the time to take all your jungle. And the problem is that, well, that's kind of a good try, because like he's under the turret and all, but first, if you have enough knowledge about the champion, like Nunu level 5 plus Zac level 6 without R, like the main thing here is that you shouldn't... I think that's something I didn't note, but when your R is in cooldown, you really should farm. Because especially if you're trying plays against champions that are really strong at this moment of the game, you really have to farm your camps, because you don't have any damage. So here, if Nasus was Darius and you had a Gangplank that was 3 levels down, the same thing would have happened. Even under tower. So that's a really important thing. I'm gonna note it, and then because I will recap everything I said. Like I will send you a DM with everything I said during the coaching. So if your R is in CD, like you have to slow down your play. You have to farm more.
Yeah, okay.
Unless, like, of course, like let's say you have the Darius and they have the 3 level down Gangplank, then maybe you can shadow your Darius because he's gonna get gank or something.
Yeah,
But
just
here,
I
and
didn't
why
I didn't
is it
like what.
troll? Why is this trolling? Like, um, we mentioned the fact that she's Nasus against level 5 Nunu, so she's really ahead. He's really hard to kill. And even if you kill him, you don't get a lot because you're both tanks. You're not really win conditions. But what is the other problem? Like there are 2 other problems, like 3 other problems. Try to name me the other problems why you shouldn't be top here.
I mean, I can't really see the map, but so we
Oh,
don't see Fizz or Lee Sin either on the map, so Fizz could just be coming top right now.
okay. So here basically the map is there is a mid wave crushing. Your Z is mid, and there is a bot wave crushing, and your bot lane is bot.
Yeah, so my whole team just can't move right now, and
Yeah.
enemy team just can move there, and then I die.
So there are 2 things. I mean, there are 3, even 4 things. First thing, really important and really underrated, is that you always should move with your support. Like your jungle, if your support doesn't move with you, you have to move with your support. Because what happens here if Lee plus enemy support is here? Let's say it's even, it's not an Asus that is 3 levels ahead. Why is this a problem? Because your support is bot lane, so you have to be bot lane as well. Or your support has to be top. But it's solo queue, so you have to kinda make concessions. So you have to be with your support no matter what. Because if the game is close, like if you're really ahead, then you can try to play on every side of the map. But playing everywhere on the map is the worst possible things to do in solo queue, and that's really what caused a lot of diamond players to lose the game. It's that you can't play every side of the game. Like you have to choose here. So basically, you had to choose between top and bot. Bot is better because you have your win con, but it's also better because your Lewis is bot. And well, the other thing you mentioned it, but you have no vision on Fizz, on Lee Sin, so Lee and Fizz could be right here and kill you. And that's what's gonna happen. Like Lee is gonna be here and kill you, which is like if you see the replay of the game, when you go on Nasus, the first thing I say is, okay, that's bad because their win con is bot lane. The second thing I say, it's in this order of priority. Nasus can 1v2. The third thing I say is Lee can be here. So that's really this order of priority. So 1, you have to play around your win con, and by extension with your support, because he also should play with your win con. So you should play on the same side. The second thing is, can you even 1v2? That's not the case. And the third thing is, I were able to do this gank because of what we have on the map. Like Zed is stuck under the tower. Everyone in their team is missing. Like even Kratos could be here. Like coming back from bot to try and play Herald in 5 minutes. Like they could be top and just like swapping with the mid laner. I don't know. Like everyone in their team could be here right now. So I'm gonna make you recap like all the 5 reasons or the 4 reasons, I don't know, why you shouldn't gank top at the timing. So thankfully you're punished here because I was afraid that the gank would work, like the dive would work, because even if it worked, it would have been a bad decision because meanwhile your bot lane could have died from Lee, So either way, even if the gank worked, like I know it's kind of unlucky because like it was kind of close and Nasus could have taken more tower shots and could have died here. But even in that case, it's not worth it because you have to play around your bot lane. So here you did the same mistake twice, and well, that's really the same thing. It's like you don't have vision I mean, here actually Fizz was top, I think. So, I don't know where Fizz is, but it's the same thing. There is a mid tower crushing. You have your camps up. Like that. Okay, there is actually six reasons why you shouldn't be here. First, you should play with your bot lane. Second, you should play on the same side on your win condition. I mean, not your bot lane, your win condition. Second, you should play on the same side with your support, and also mid laner, but the mid laner was stuck under the tower, so it doesn't count here. Third, your R was in CD. I think, yeah, your R was in CD if I remember correctly. Fourth, your camps were up. 5, you don't have vision on enemy team. And 6, the Nasus can 1v2. So there are 6 reasons why you shouldn't be top. Anyway, and it repeats, so that's the same 6 reasons. Except like you have R here, so it's a little bit different, but anyway. You kinda like you lost 3 minutes basically. And enemy team got a lot of advantage by killing you. Okay, so here there isn't really anything to say except that Fizz unfortunately dodged your auto attack with E, so he was able to survive. But it was good mechanically. Not really anything to say here. Well, optimally, I think you're not pinging your teammate enough. Like, first you should have put your ping somewhere. Like, you had the opportunity to put it in a lot of places. Like, you could put it, well, in this bush, it kinda doesn't matter, and you're in the fight, so you don't really have the opportunity. But then you could put it in that bush. You could put it in the other bush, like the one here. I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Yeah, okay.
But in this bush, because like the Drake is secured, the Lee is dead, so you could in theory you could even put it in the other bush, really far ahead. So that's a missed opportunity for using your pink. And well, in this game you're really not gonna buy enough pinks, I think, and you're gonna keep your potion for 23 minutes.
Yeah.
That should really be a red flag. If you still have your
Okay,
potion at
okay.
23 minutes, it means that you missed opportunities to buy or to use pings on the map.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna skip that. And okay, and what you could do is to ping your teammates to defend top, because it's definitely not your role. You have to defend your Jinx, and here Jinx doesn't have to go top. So here, the bad thing would be either Nunu. I think Nasus can 1v1 everyone in the team and kill them, so they have to be 2 top lane. That's the only way, because the problem in this game is also that Nasus is gonna end the base. So the only thing that you can do is write in the chat to say 2 top lane, like Zed and Lulu, or Nunu and Lulu, or Zed and Nunu top to defend. I think the best would be Zed plus Nunu, because in this case it means that you can be 3 mid with Lulu, Jinx, and Zac, which means you can defend the tower indefinitely with these 3 champions. Unfortunately, well, you can do anything else but pinging. You didn't try the ping version, but I maybe in some games the pinging will not change anything because your teammates won't listen. So you have to go yourself, which is really unoptimal, but you have to. So there aren't really anything to say. Get back to your games. Here you defend the tower, that's really good. You should always try to defend the tower as Zac, because once they are gone, you're really fucked up. And it's really easy to defend them. As we'll see, you're gonna be able to kill the Nasus. Unfortunately, your bot lane is gonna die. That's really not your fault. So here, basically the last 2 minutes are nothing under your control, except pinging. And okay, so this is why is this trolling?
I guess because I can never fight him 1v1 because I'm just much weaker than him. He has like 1 item. I have nothing, I guess.
Yeah, okay,
And
so
Nunu was also like 3 levels behind or something, so it was
Okay, that's basically the whole reason, because here everyone is dead, so you don't really have to to do anything. I don't think, okay, your Grump is down, but your blue is up. So if your whole jungle was down, uh, I would say you either do that, and that's kind of desperate. Like, let's say it's kind of close. Like here, I know 100% that you never kill him because he has Gore Drinker and you don't have items. But let's say you don't know the matchup. You have maybe like you didn't see his item happens. If you don't have your jungle, then it's okay to do this. But the thing is, you have blue and you have your item after blue. I mean, you don't have Sunfire, but I think you maybe this game I would build a Frostfire because you're so behind that having the earlier power spike might be key to win the game. I mean, actually, I don't know because you don't have AP in your team as well, so
Yeah, it was very rough.
yeah. Well, here you should do what should you do here?
Either back or farm my blue. I guess I think I went to farm my blue probably.
Yeah, but
Because I
what
always
should
lose
you do?
sometimes.
What should you do?
Back probably.
Yeah, because you have your item, so that's really the most important power spike is the first item. So you like once you have the gold, like unless there is something extremely important happening on the map, an objective is spawning, or someone is fighting, or you have to defend a dive or something, you back instantly. So here you have your item. I think you went for your blue. That's and Thresh was here to prevent him. So I think you still did blue, which is like you lost a lot of tempo. Like first, your blue might be better for on Z, and second, okay, you don't even do your blue, and you're gonna lose. Okay, so at least that's nice. You use your pink, which is actually like I think one of the few times you will use a pink in the game. That was a good pink. Unfortunately here, like if you backed earlier, you would be here to defend the tower. Right now, you're right, you can't back because they are pushing the tower. So you have to be here in case they try weird things because they know your Jinx isn't here. So you have to be here. But the problem is that right now you had an opportunity to back, and as you will see, you will not be able to back for kinda long time. Here actually you can still back if you spam ping your teammates to defend the bot tower, but actually you had to be bot because Nasus can take the tower in 2 seconds. But that's the problem of not backing, is that you had an opportunity and then you might wait another 5 minutes to have another back opportunity. And if you had your item here, you might have killed the Nasus. Because you would have more HP, so you would tank more auto, and you would do a lot more damage. You would be able to tempo another spell, so you might have killed Nasus here if you backed earlier. Which could have changed the game, like you don't know. Sometimes it's about the details. Here you can use R, like it was a really good R, but it just came up, so I guess you weren't aware of that. But
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
that would have been a really good R because this guy is polymorphed, so he would definitely die from one tower shot plus one W and one R. So this guy was dead, but okay, maybe not because he had the shield, but he would almost be dead. And well, that's really terrible. That I think yeah, that's the second. I think the first major mistake is going top. The second major mistake is to not back. Like usually it's not that big of a deal, but in this game you can see how huge was the cost of not backing. Because this fight would be completely different if you had your item. Like it would be really completely different. Your item makes you twice stronger. So like it's the same as having two Zacs here if you have your item. So it made a huge difference. Okay, and here, oh yeah, here. What is the problem once again? Like here. Hello?
Yeah, what?
Yeah. Here, you made another mistake. You were dead, but what should you buy here?
I guess Mercs were bad, I guess, but I thought because the
No,
castle steals
no,
the
no.
damage me
Here,
or...
here you
Oh,
have.
okay. I didn't say my thoughts of pink one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Here you definitely 100% sell your, especially because you look at the Drake.
Yeah.
Like it's the third Drake. It's so important. Having a pink here is the real game breaker because a pink here is good, but a pink here is even better. Like if this pink gets destroyed, you have another one. It really makes a huge difference in objective defense. Like the pink is good at every stage of the game, but if there is one moment in the game where you should buy pinks, it's when objective spawns. Like let's say you really want to be like to not spend your 75 gold for some reason, but if objective spawns, like if there is one moment in the game where you should buy pinks, it's this one. Even if you have to sell your Dark Seal, like here, if I had only Dark Seal, I would sell it for 2 pinks because objective is like it's not first rate, it's third rate, so it's so important. I would definitely sell Dark Seal or not buy a component. Sometimes it's better to buy pinks than components, and that's in most of the cases it's better to buy component to buy pinks. At least from 15 minutes in the game, it's better. Okay, so here I don't think it could do anything. Okay, maybe is getting your red really a big problem? Well, first Jinx should get it. So okay, so here that's definitely a problem for 2 reasons. First, Jinx, it's better on Jinx, and like you're not getting your level 11 from the red. You have to from another camp, so it doesn't matter. And like here, like look how many times before the break. I think it's okay. We were able to see it for a frame. Okay, 26 seconds before the break. So like here, if you do red, you're gonna be late for the Drake, you know? Like you're gonna be barely on the spawning timer. You always have to be on the side of the objective at least 50 seconds before it spawns. So here you're on top side when third Drake is respawning in 20 seconds and you're on top side. So that's I think that's the third major thing of the game. Like not being on the objective side, like it's an important objective, it's not an objective it's an objective you want to contest, and you're not on the correct side 25 seconds before it spawns. And what you should do before objective spawns, like do you know what is the perfect, like the ideal thing to do to prepare objectives? Like what should you do 1 minute before objective spawns?
Place vision, I guess.
Okay, but how do you do that? Like, what is the mainstream way to play vision when objective spawns?
I guess I mean, I pink ward the bushes around the dragon.
Okay, so basically, that's extremely important because you're getting at the elo. Like, Diamond 1 starts to be an elo where it's really important to know that. The main way to get vision before objective spawns is through getting mid prio. Because what happens when you get mid prio? Basically, you get vision of the minions first. So you have vision on enemy team, which means you can go in the jungle without being afraid of them trapping you, because the minions can see enemy team. Second, if enemy team doesn't respond, they will lose 1 or 2 waves. So they basically have to respond to your mid prio and be mid, which means you're gonna get the position first. And getting the position means getting the vision, so enemy has to face check you. And that's extremely important, especially if you're playing a tank, an engaged tank. It's that engaging on people face checking is 1 billion times easier than engaging on people that already have the position. because if they face check you, you can just, like, for example, Q, then you use an auto, then you E, then you R. Yeah, it's a really free combo because they don't have the vision on you, which means they can't dodge your spell. So what you should do before objective starts, it's like a 3-step thing. First, take the mid prio. If possible, take the lane prio of the same side, but the most important is the mid prio. Then get the vision, and then prevent enemy team from like getting the position back. So 1 mid prio, 2 vision, and also taking their vision away, and 3, don't let enemy team to contest, which means let's say you get the vision and you have the option between starting the objective and fighting because they are trying to face check. If they try to face check your vision, you don't start the objective right away. You take the fight because they are face checking you, so you're gonna win 100% of the time or 99% of the time. So that's like the third part is really like sometimes it's skipped and people are just pushing mid, getting vision, then doing the objective, and they're not taking the free fight before that, and it's a missed opportunity. So it's really important to not letting enemy team to take the position back. And here, what's the problem? Like, what if you're red 25 seconds before the Drake spawns?
I mean, I will for sure be late for Dragon, and also my team is already fighting right now, and I'm farming red. So
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of insane.
why is your team fighting? Because they are trying to get the pro and enemy team as well. Because it's kinda what happens when teams, like both teams wants to get the pro so they can get the vision, so they can get the position, so they can get the Drake. Like that's the natural process before objectives spawn. So there will always be a fight to fight the pro, and if you see a pro player's games, yeah, like usually they're gonna fight to get the pro, or like if they fight when enemy team already has the position, it's already too late. Like the fight must happen to get the pro because whoever gets the pro gets the advantage, and it's very hard to engage on the enemy team when they already have the advantage. So what happens? Why should you be on the objective 1 minute before it spawns? It's because the pro is gonna be taken 30 seconds before it spawns, or 20 seconds before it spawns, because the pro isn't really synced with the objective, because like there is time between taking pro, getting the vision, and getting the objective. So you don't need to be here for the objective. You need to be here for the mid pro, because if you're not here for the mid pro, your team is gonna fight without you. So that's why you have to be here at least 30 seconds before it spawns, because 30 seconds is, well, the time when your team gets prio, and the best is 50 seconds or 1 minute, because they could be, like, there could be some opportunities to fight before the main prio fight event happens. So here it's like 25 seconds before the trade, so that's exactly the time frame where a fight can happen for the mid prio, and you're not here, so well, you could have definitely won this fight. If you're here, it's a 3v4, by the way. Like, you definitely win a 3v4. Like, look, Nasus was bot, and Lee Sin was top. Like, Lee Sin did the same mistake than you. That's kind of funny. That's the exact same mistake. It's the third rake. It's the most important one. And both junglers did the same mistake. So here, you can see that if you don't do this mistake over and over in your games, since enemy junglers are doing it as well, you're gonna have such a huge advantage, because you're always gonna get the number advantage, because you're gonna remember what I said. You're gonna say, okay, Engage said 50 seconds before the Drake spawns, there will be a fight for mid prio. So I have to be here 50 seconds before, and the enemy jungler will still farm his blue like this Lee, and you will be here, you will have number advantage, which means even if you're behind like 23 to 12, you will win that fight because you have number advantage, and number advantage is better than 5k gold advantage, you know. So that really could be one of the. I can see you improving your gameplay. Just with this, you could win 100 LP. Like if you are here every time before the Drake spawns, I can see you getting 100 LP instantly. Just because like Lee is doing the same mistakes, which means like everyone is doing this mistake at this elo, which is like a huge mistake because getting Drake is so important because it's like the third one, and sometimes it's an even more important one. Anyway, so that happened. Here, okay. Well, yeah, here you really have a big problem, which is you have to defend the bot lane, unfortunately. So here, that's not a bad decision because you should be with your Jinx, but your whole team is like, unfortunately, you're the one sent against Nasus. Like, your whole team doesn't. Nobody wants to face Nasus, unfortunately. And I think you're the one that has the best chance to survive against Nasus. Oh yeah, I think the Mercury's was a really. At least it was an okay buy. Yeah, I think it was an okay buy. I'm not gonna blame it, but in the context that Nasus is 4 levels ahead your top laner, and you know that from the draft because he's playing the top smite strat. You have to take in account that Nasus is going to be really fed with the CS because he's playing 1 versus 0, so Tabiz is better. But you're the best one in your team to defend against Nasus 100%. So what is going to cause your demise here? Okay, so basically I said in the stream that the main problem was that you engage with your E. Because even if you connect your E on Nasus, he can dive you, as you see. Like here, what happens if you just go? What is the best play in your opinion? Like, let's say you have as much time to think what to do here. What would you do to not die against Nasus and still defend?
I mean, if you say it now, I should have not. I should have just went to the tower directly and not engaged into him.
Yeah, that's a possibility because what happens if you do this? I'm gonna just pause the game here. So what happens if you're here instead? You can Q the Nasus, and that's gonna proc your Aftershock, which means he can't dive you from this point because I think that if you do this, he's still gonna be able to dive you, but you're gonna be able to E away. Like you have to keep in mind that even if you E him, like let's say you Q him, he takes the aggro. I think that even at this point, if you E him, he still kills you because he's so ahead. He has Ghost plus his W on you. So the best play here is to come here to Q the minion, then to Q the Karthus, the Nasus. Then well you try to take your blob, and once you finish to take your blob, you instantly E away, like max range, or at least enough so he can't catch up, and which means almost max range because he has Ghost plus W on you, so you really have to go max range to survive. So I think that's the only way to not die here, because even if you successfully lane your E, I think he kills you. So the only way to defend the tower and not die is to come here, Q him, and E away. I don't see any other possibility. See, even if you have Aftershock here, it's so it's really not close at all. There's no way to defend. So here, unfortunately, well, that's still okay. Like, actually, doing this is better than ignoring your bot side because you're gonna be able to defend the tower for one more wave, which is really huge. Given that your team is able to win 4v4, which is expected because their main champion is not here, so they should your team should win, which happened. But what you did here is actually positive in the game. You could have done better, but this was a good decision overall because slowing down the Nasus is really important so he doesn't take your inhib right away. Okay, then Yeah, I think the main last thing is gonna be a quick review of fights. Like, okay, so this fight is kind of a really good example of what you're doing wrong. Like, try to explain to me what's the problem in this fight. Like, even let's say you're even, you're not that behind, and the same fight happens. What is the problem?
I guess. I mean, I'm jumping on someone and like that isn't there, so I can't kill the card as 1v1 anyways, and then I'm 1v1 and then I will just die here. even if
Zed is here. Like, see this thing. Like, it's Zed ult.
Yeah, but he's not on the cards. You know, if I engage on the cards, then it's like
Yeah, but that's not the main issue. Like, what is your main way of winning fights?
I CC multiple enemies, I guess.
Like, what did you say? I didn't really.
I CC multiple enemies.
Okay,
Just CC them.
your mic is kinda not working. I think it's your connection, but it's alright. I'm gonna just tell it. But your only DPS champion in the fight is Jinx, and your win cons in the beginning of the game is Jinx, even if she is not that well in the game, because well, it could have been better, but things happened and we didn't play around Jinx enough. But it's okay. Even in that case, you have to take into account that your main DPS in the, like, I think if you see the damage at the end of the game, maybe Zed is first, but I'm not even sure. Like, I'm gonna check it. Maybe at this point, we can even say see the match in your history. That would be pretty nice, so we can finish with actual quality.
Oh yes, you know.
Oh yeah, we can see it. Perfect. So I'm gonna keep going with the replay. That's good. I'm sorry for I can't really respond to any answer in the chat, guys. But anyway. So what is the timing already? It's 20 minutes in the game. Okay, perfect. Nice,
Yeah,
finally good quality.
I don't see the game.
Okay. So here there's a fish. I don't know if you can still see it.
I can't see the
Okay,
game.
but there is a fish on Nunu here. So what does it mean? Like, your main DPS can't damage anyone you can CC here, because there's a fish denying them. In team fights, before engaging, that's a really important thing as a Zac player, especially if you're Zac OTP, because that's what makes Zac OTP better than other Zac players. It's usually it's that they can see better the engage opportunities, because that's really the construction of the champion. That's really the goal of the champion, is to get good engages in team fights. It's why it exists in the first place. That's the main trait of the champion. And engaging here, it's bad even if your Zed is anywhere you want, because you have your, well, your Nunu is fished, which is doesn't really matter, because your Nunu is really not doing all that much at this stage of the game. But your Jinx isn't here, which means Zed can do everything on his own. He has flash, he probably has W if I check. Yeah, he has W, I don't know where it is, but Zed will always, he's an assassin, so he doesn't really need your setup. He can flash out, he can W, so he is not in danger in any way. So you have to synchronize your engage with your DPS. So if Jinx cannot DPS for any reason, which are either she's zoned by a spell, so that's the case here. If she's zoned by the spell, you have to wait when the spell ends. So here you have to wait the fish, so Jinx can come back and then DPS on your engage. Or she's zoned by a champion. Like, let's say there is a Renekton here, and the rest of the fight is identical. She can't do anything because there is a Renekton in front of her. So if you engage on enemy team, Jinx is gonna die from the Renekton, and she's not gonna be able to DPS on your engage. So you have to peel to first make sure Jinx can DPS. So you have to peel her from the champions. If there are no champions, if there are only spells like this zoning your Jinx, you have to wait until she can DPS. So basically, either you peel her or you wait until she's in position to DPS, and then you engage. And here you engaged like 2 seconds earlier. If you wait a little bit more, she can come back and DPS on your engage. So we're gonna slow the game down. But here, she can only DPS on Thresh. She's gonna be zoned by Lee, and everyone that you focus is gonna be away from Jinx DPS. Like, she's so far. Like, you did a super good engage. Like, look, that's a 3-man R. That's like, this guy uses Q on him. So basically, you did a 4-man CC in a mid-game team fight. That's huge. Like, if you do that in perfect conditions, you ace them, you get Nash, you're come back in the game. But the problem here is that you did this when Jinx was in this bush because she was zoned by first Fizz Fish and second Lee Sin, which kinda acted like the Renekton I was imagining earlier. But since she was zoned, she couldn't DPS. Like, here, if Jinx is here, for example, with Lulu peeling her, it's a whole different story because she's gonna be able to DPS the Karthus is gonna die, then she's gonna be able to DPS the Fizz is gonna die, and you snowball from here. Here, she can only DPS Thresh, and even like a Thresh with Aftershock on him, and like she's already really far from Thresh, so it's really max range, so that's really bad. And that was a super good engage, which is kind of a shame because if you do the same thing, but if Jinx is here because you peeled her earlier or you waited, you win the game here. At least you come back the game. So let's see what happened. Jinx died because, well, then you have nothing. That's one of the problem of Zac, is that once you engage, and that's the problem of 99% of engage champion, like let's say a Rel, that would be the same thing. Once you engage, you're basically useless for the rest of the fight. Like, unless the fight is really long and you're able to get your ECD back, you're useless. So you have a one time engage. You have only one chance. So you have to use your chance at the best possible moment, because once your chance is passed, you're useless, and your Jinx is able to, like, she's just gonna get run down by an enemy champion. Here, let's say, okay, I'm just gonna pause the game. Wait, I'm gonna just yeah, lower the volume. I'm sorry for your ears. Let's say here you have your engage, like right now. Like, look, that would be such an insane engage. Like, if you didn't, like, I know, like, if you didn't engage, they wouldn't act the same way. But there will be times where it will be like this case. Here, if you do the same engage because you waited, because you knew Jinx wasn't in position, here it's so perfect because Jinx can DPS everyone. You peel Jinx at the same time that you make a setup for her. So everything is perfect. Like, you peel Jinx, she has a setup, she can DPS. That's the same result. Fizz is even not in the fight. So here, if you engage here, same thing, you come back the game. Because these guys are E, then R. Jinx can DPS everyone. So I think maybe that's even, like, this behavior, like, is even more problematic than the earlier one I talk, like backing for an item. That's kind of a detail compared to the importance of synchronizing your engage with your DPS. Like, I think the main mistake in your game is going topside when your Wincon is bot, and that has to be your second mistake, because you can come back the game here if you engage at the right time. Like, if you notice your Jinx isn't in position and you wait a bit, you can come back the game. Just of course it wouldn't be the same. I know maybe they would play it differently, but like, you understood the idea. So that has to be the second most important thing to review in this game. And like the way you can do it in teamfight is to always have a look on your ADC. Like look at the minimap, where is your, I mean, it can be your ADC, it can be your mid laner, like it depends what is your win con, but in this game it was Jinx. So you really have always to keep an eye on your win con to know if she's safe. So if there is a Lee able to kick her, if she can be in range to DPS. That's the two things. Okay. And I think the rest of the game is really gonna be details. So well, I only noted something at 23 minutes that you had to buy pinks because you still had your potion. Like you sold your potion at 23 minutes. That's when you sold your potion. Well, that's kind of a detail because you should have sold it way earlier. And oh yeah, okay, that's the last thing of this game. Like here you have to choose between two options. Either you defend bot or you defend Nash. You can't do both. So either you let Nasus taking your inhib and your, I don't know, your Nunu plus Z backs or something, and you try to defend Nash 3 versus 4. So, like I think actually if Z backs, he can defend a Nexus tower. So here you have two options. Either you're a bot and you defend against Nasus and you let Nash down. Either you Z backs and he defends the Nexus tower. Like Nasus of course takes both of these, but you defend the Nexus towers. And in this case you're 4v4 trying to defend the Nash. I think that's the better option, but this is fine as well. You just have to choose between the two. And that's something you didn't do. Like you tried to defend both. And that's kind of the same process, like thought process of trying to play all the sides at the same time. Like earlier in the game, you went top. You when you had to play bot, you try to play every lane. When you have to choose one, that's the principle of the game. Unless you're really ahead, you have to choose something. And here, that the same kind of hesitation thing. Like when you were at top, you had the choice between keep playing bot or playing top, and you try to play both bot and top, which is 95% of cases bad. And here you try to do two moves as well. You try to defend bot side, and then as we will be able to see, now you try to defend Nash. And they already started Nash, so that's too late. And Nasus is gonna keep going. So either you don't defend the first time and you let Nasus take this, you defend Nash, or you defend the whole way and you defend the inhib and you let Nash. But you can't try to do both. And you have to ping your teammates. You didn't ping the whole time. Like there is not a single ping of you since 20 minutes. So it's been 3 minutes, 40 seconds since you didn't ping at a really, really, really important stage of the game. Like late game should be the time where you ping the most because decisions are extremely important. So well, that's the a thing also you should try to improve on, like communication, trying to make your own decision, not follow your teammates blindlessly, but trying, like, of course it's really hard, and I know that said like this it sounds easy, but in fact it's really hard. But if you take the time to review your games, to pause like this and to say, okay, here, what should I do? And then you come up with a decision. At some point, you will be able to do this in game, and you will be able to make the decision. Because during the whole game, I feel like you weren't doing many decisions. Like you were mostly following your teammates, and like if you want to keep improving, you have to start making some decisions at some point. So I mean macro decision, not individual decisions. You're already doing that, of course. Like should I farm or should I gank? That you're already doing it well. But macro decisions, like should we defend Nash? Should we defend Drake? Should we defend bot? That's something you didn't do during the game, and you should try to start doing. So the first step is to review your games and try to like pause the game and try to see what's the best decision in your opinion. And the second stage of improvement is be able to do that in game. Even if you don't do the best decision, you have to do one at least. So here it's gonna to be the worst possible case. Even if you're able to kill them, they're gonna get both Nash and Inhib, and they're even gonna get the Nexus Tower because you were trying to do two things at once. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for this review. That was the last thing I noted. So I think it was really longer than I expected. So well,
Yeah, almost 2 hours.
almost 2 hours. But you see, like this game, there was so many more things to say than the previous coaching. It's really mind blowing because there were so many more points that we were able to see in the game, and that's partially because last coaching it was kind of like a stomp from at least with a clean snowball, and here you lost the game. So there are so many points where you can come back, and we can't see these things when you're winning a game, but here you lost the game. So there are so much more things to say about the game. So well, I hope it's okay for you because
Yeah,
I didn't
it's fine.
prevent you, but maybe in the future I will try to. I have to be maybe a bit more concise, but I really think that everything that I said was really important. So I'm not I'm not mad that I spent 2 hours for these because there's really a lot of things to say. I will post the replay of the coaching on YouTube. So well, tonight it will be the first coaching, and the next week it's gonna be this coaching, or maybe I will just upload the two coaching at once. So you can see both of them if you want, and if anyone in the chat wants. So I can have no voice right now, but yeah, thank you, and I hope you will learn like one thing or two, and remember something I said. I will write you in DM the main things I said during the coaching, so you can have a quick like if you start a game, I don't know, in 1 hour, you will have a quick summary of what you could improve on, and maybe there will be one thing that we will do in the next game. Say goodbye, and
Yeah, actually, yeah.
and I wish
Thank
you
you.
the best of luck for this season.
Yeah, thank you. You actually helped me a lot.
Yeah, I hope so.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.